When one hears the word goblin, it may conjure up an image of a mischievous impolite creature with a penchant for trickery, a name evoked to keep small children in their beds at night. But what if I was to tell you there is another sort of goblin, one with a mouthful of sharp teeth and the dead black eyes of a shark? That they were once human like you or I, but twisted into their terrible forms by fell magic, then sent with unwavering obedience to punish and devour those they once loved.
The Knights of the Shed Actual Play Podcast presents Zweihander, Feast of Goblins.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the shed. We are so pleased that you're listening to us again. We've got 6 of us here tonight. Starting with myself, I'm Paul. I am the GM tonight. So let's see what avails the party as they descend into what's going to be quite a different pacing tonight to perhaps the last episode of Shopping Madness.
Are you telling us that this is not going to be any shops in the, what is it, the Giant's Grave or something?
Yes, the Giant's Graveyard.
Like we've got to encounter at least one trader.
It's got to be a gift shop, right?
Exactly.
We can put
like
one in.
A random merchant travelling through the wastes.
I'm Brent. I'm continuing to play Ilse, who's a young Christian girl, very devoted to her faith. She started off as a pilgrim, but her profession has now advanced to a revered mother. So I'm looking forward to seeing if she can actually cast a spell today.
What's Ilse's voice sound like?
Oh, g'day. I can't remember. I do have. There was a way I was. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
it's Dave. I'm back playing Raphe as usual. Expect me to be very daring and brave, or hide and backchat the DM a lot. Toby's here too.
Playing with his phone.
Hi, this is Toby playing Maja again, as I was distracted by my phone. Going to kill some stuff hopefully today with my nice new barbed spear.
Hello, Haydn here. I will be playing Helmut, the 13-year-old werewolf slayer. He's actually got a few werewolves under his belt. And wolf wares and so other things.
Kevy K coming at ya. I'll be playing the old woman Joan, who don't take no from no wolf wares.
Or wolf puppies.
Yes, those as well.
Anything remotely canine can just right off.
Well, the level of profanity tonight sounds like you guys are ready to get it on. Woo! And now, just a bit of a recap. You've travelled about a day and a half from Harmonia to this area known as the Giant's Graveyard. And the land is largely empty and devoid of all fauna. The vegetation is tough and spindly, stunted. The soil is a baked adobe. The rocky soil also has this burnt, rich orange tone, and the land has intermittent, blighted patches where nothing grows. From your vantage point on the riverbank, you can see a set of time-worn cairns marking a trail leading off to the hilly, canyony type country. The path is unkempt, but the foliage appears to have been recently trimmed. And this is where we lay our scene in fair Giant's Graveyard.
So just to clarify, when you say, so the path is unkempt, but the foliage is trimmed. So what are the signs of the path being unkempt?
like weeds.
It's
leaf litter sort of blown on it, that sort of thing?
The trim bits are just lying on the ground.
Have we seen many kempt paths?
That'd be a road.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, I'm going to draw my spear and equip my shield.
How far in the distance can we see from where we are?
Well, quite a way,
Yeah.
but with the path itself, it's
Yeah.
more of a footpad.
Yeah.
It's it sort of just winds around and then it kind of becomes lost and obscured.
Okay.
like,
Well, I was going to ask
weaving.
if the path seemed to lead anywhere in particular in the distance, but we can't really see that.
No, you can't see the end point.
So are these cairn things gravestones?
Well, we have a guide with us, don't we?
Yeah, we did bring a guide. He was on the boat with us.
Excuse me, Mr. Guide.
What are you asking him?
I was just wondering if these were giant gravestones.
He peers at them, rubs his chin. No, they're too small. The cairns, they're about the size of a bucket.
What did the giants die of?
Well, there was a mighty battle here. And this is why it is all stunted and tainted with this magic and battle and stripped and storms and...
Lead on.
Why are all these plants trimmed? Does someone come here and tend to them? Is that my Ilse voice?
Sounds a bit...
Yes, that is your voice. I don't know. There must have someone come in here before. You would need shears to trim the hedge. It's very strong. He goes over to one of the bushes and he starts kicking it and trying to break it, and it just sort of bends or remains rigid and stands where it is. It's very tough stuff. Although here, look, there's a mark here, perhaps some sort of sword. Cutlass, trimmed it, a slasher.
What does Ilse know about trimming hedges and things? She's got a sort of herb knowledge. Will she recognise the signs of an implement or tool?
Sickle.
Yes, a sickle would do it. Very good. Sickle.
I slash at one of the plants with my spear.
It takes some time to chop a bit of the plant. It's really tough.
Can I
Dense.
try using my silver sickle?
Yes.
Does that make any difference?
It's more effective than a spear.
But no, not noticeably more effective than a non-silver sickle.
No.
Okay.
So they're not were bushes.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Because
not.
that would be terrifying. Wouldn't it be inconvenient if at night you turned into a bush?
Doesn't it go the other way?
Yeah, all that's been done here is this guy's had a
Is it
haircut.
a bushware and at night they
That's a
turn
good
into a
point.
person who's rooted to the spot, I guess? So it's going to
that would
stand
be
there.
terribly inconvenient.
I walk down the path. Lead on.
Well, where are we actually? Do we know where we're going? Other than there are some cairns we could sort of
Kick over.
because
No.
because Acreal wasn't very
could go.
helpful in terms of
No,
what
she
to
just
do when
said,
we
"Come
got
here,"
here.
didn't she?
Sort of go there and just sort of
Wander around.
yeah, just
Kick
have
over
a
some
Sort of
cans
wander
and
around
you'll
in a
find
circle
something.
for a bit.
have a sticky beak and see what you find.
I was
think
just hoping there were some shops here, but
Yeah. Well, like I said, we can set one up.
Yeah, well, exactly. No competition, so
Corner of the market. Got a monopoly.
This is a natural landing here on the riverbank. I'm sure the path leads inland, and then it might fan out into different areas. We could go forth and explore.
That sounds like a good plan. Let's do
Unless
that.
you can turn into a bird, young Helmut.
No, I can't do that. We should head into follow the path.
all right, Rafe's going to mount up on Clotilda.
Oh yeah, we got Clotilda.
Reforced our guide, so we should follow him.
Well, yeah, ideally.
Oh,
I mean, he seems to be speculating as much as we could. I mean, so far his guide advice has been, there is a path, it goes inland, it might split off into other directions.
Worth every penny.
Probably could have picked that one ourselves.
How much are we paying this guy?
His face
Remember.
drops. What sort of things do you want me to tell you?
No, I wasn't
I
saying that
figured
out
you'd-
loud. I do a voice when I do Rafe, remember? You'll know. You'll know when I'm insulting him in game.
Come on, you lot. I'll be up the lead with Mr. Guide. Because for some reason this 13-year-old boy is probably one of the toughest.
Well, I'm up there with you as well.
Okay.
I said I was going to move to the front.
We didn't have horses, did we?
We've only got Clotilda.
Clotilda.
So Reforster, he has a look on the track, and I do a survival roll for him, and he missed that. And he goes up forward.
Good
ahead
guide.
some
Good forest
more.
guide.
Well, he says we can go cross country, or we can follow the path. I'm merely the guide. Unless you want me to
Guide.
lead you, I've never been here before.
Okay, you just...
I know the area in terms of I sort of know the general area where it is. But
So what
I
you're
don't-
saying is you've got no idea whatsoever.
No, I've not been here.
Can we just kill this guy?
No, we can't
No,
kill
we
this
can't do
guy.
I mean, yes, you can, but
No,
like,
you can't.
well, we can't. Well, Maja has agency. Yeah, no one else thinks it's a good idea. I'm just saying, as a matter of if that's what Toby really wants to do, he can make that action declaration and he can see what happens.
I'm not going to make that action declaration.
All right, look, let's go and check out the cans first, I guess. Do they appear to be on the trail?
They are marking the trail.
Oh,
with the
so they're
clippings.
marking.
Okay, so there's.
Well, we should just
Is there anything
follow
on them? We haven't really had a close
No.
look at them.
No, there.
I'm gonna
When you have a look, there isn't. No.
Follow the trail, keeping an eye out with my survival skill.
How spread out are the cans?
I'd say every 25 yards.
Let me just kick one over a bit and see if there's anything
No
interesting in
helmet.
it.
Do it.
I'm
Do it,
doing
boy,
it.
do it.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, it crumbles
It's
and
just
there's
a pile
nothing
of
in
rocks,
it.
nothing
It's
in
a
it.
pile of rocks.
Okay.
There's no dead bodies in it either.
Yeah,
They're
no,
not
I'm just
fixing it.
making sure. You
They're
never
only
know.
a small one, aren't they? It's like the size
Now
of
I
a
have
bucket.
to fix it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So like rocks being stacked on top of
Yeah.
rocks and piles and that
Ilse
sort of thing.
fixes it.
I assist Elsie in fixing it.
Oh, okay. I'll help fix it.
Good
Oh.
boy. We continue along the path, keeping an eye out.
As you sort of fix the can, you notice that one of the rocks has this really kind of crimsony red vein through it.
Like a mineral through it, or
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put that one aside.
See, I told you there was something special about these cans. I didn't tell you, but I thought there was.
Whatever you want to believe, Helmut.
You just found a special rock.
I hand
I
it to
found
our
the special
resident
rock.
geologist. Wait, no, we
We don't have a
one.
geologist. We've got a
Bias when you
guide.
need him. Is Bias here in like notional
No.
quantum state?
Yeah, he's visiting home and he didn't like the idea of this special belladonna that grows out this way.
Oh yeah, is there any of that around?
Well, you can make a survival check to try and locate it.
Me or Elsie? Or
Oh,
can
yeah.
I? Yeah.
Yeah, anyone can.
Okay. Does that take extra time, or can we do it as we're walking?
You can do it as you walk and keep an eye out, forage.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Or you can just dedicate time to foraging. It's up to you.
So survival.
It'll be a survival check. So if you're walking,
Yeah,
then
43 to survival, and it's a pass. Just a normal pass.
Okay, because you're walking, I'm going to make it a little bit harder. Whereas if you were fanning out and foraging, like an area, I'd make it just standard.
So, what is it? Is it challenging?
Yeah, -10 if you're
Yep.
just walking.
That's fair.
Because then in that case, I don't pass.
No.
Oh.
Yes, Ilse passes a survival check.
Roll me a d6, please.
2.
You find 2 sprigs of virulent belladonna. It'll make 2 doses when made into a paste. This belladonna is particularly of a vibrant purple flower, veined with crimson red.
So the blood's seeping into everything, is it? You got giant blood rocks and giant blood belladonna.
Surely that's just a tail.
Well, the guide said it wasn't.
Here, Helmut, lick this red vein in this rock.
Okay. I'll lick a rock.
Tastes very metallic.
Yeah. So there was only one of those? You just found the one rock that was like, that wasn't like the whole can was made up of.
Do you want to search around a little more?
Sure, why not?
Okay, you pick through and you find other similar rocks.
Yeah.
They're not, maybe 1
not
in
especially
10,
remarkable.
1 in 20.
Okay, well I'm gonna pocket a couple of those rocks too then.
All right, I'm assuming we're going to continue on. I'm going to be up the front with Reforest, or whatever his name is.
Reforster.
Reforster.
Reforster says, look, points into the sky. You see these dark shapes kind of gliding on the breeze.
What are they?
They look like crows.
Well done.
Well, that he
Spotted
kind of he smiles at you and like you've made your money firing recently,
Yeah,
haven't
good
you?
job.
You found some
good.
birds. Well done.
Well, they could mean something.
Yes, but perhaps they are the ones who are maintaining the path.
With their beaks.
It's a good thing you have a guide because that is definitely not what is happening here.
Are they circling?
Forster apparently missed Rafe rolling his eyes when he said that.
Leave Mr. Guide alone. Are they circling a particular area, are they?
Yeah, they seem to be guiding in that sort of more. Well, let's have a look. He kind of climbs up on a rock and peers over, and there's it's a more of a deeper canyon area over hilly and canyony over through there. I think. Yes, I could make out the trail does seem to lead off to the west, but it also seems to lead around the hill around to that way.
Sure. Let's just keep walking.
Do we want to see what the crows are circling? Because
No,
it might
let's just
indicate
keep walking.
it might indicate carrion of some sort.
No, we'll find a
Yes,
dead body.
yes, that's what I was thinking.
and plants grow out of the of bodies.
Well,
The,
something's been killed if it's carrion, so you know.
Sure, be tons of things killed out here.
Do crows circle carrion?
I think they just sweep down and peck it.
Usually, no.
Yeah,
They'll
but they-
circle. They're a little bit like vultures, I think, aren't they?
Not at
No.
all.
No,
But
or they might be there. 'cause
maybe
there's a
they are here.
disturbance.
Are they even crows? We don't know.
Exactly.
Shut up, you lot. Okay, perhaps we should go check out there.
Could be something there.
Yeah.
Just follow the path.
Those of you who have some experience with large corvids, perhaps make a roll. Because you can do that and then ask questions, and I can answer them.
What are we rolling for?
If you have a skill,
Survival?
Survival would be
Yeah,
appropriate. yeah.
I succeed.
Okay, by just a regular success.
Yes.
All right, ask me a question about them, and I'll do my best to answer it.
Are they known scavenged from dead bodies? I know they are, but you know.
Yeah, they do. I think vultures and things circle when something's about to die
Yeah.
or it looks weak. and
So
they're
there
waiting.
might be something eating the thing that they're currently circling above. So they're waiting for it to leave so they can get some food or.
Yeah, well, perhaps circling's the wrong way. I guess they're just gliding on the drifts, hovering, flying about that area. Not so much doing the full donut-y circle.
Yeah, it might be someone dying. They might need help.
Could just be a bunch of birds.
It could
Being
just be a bunch of
birds.
birds. I think we're overthinking this. I think we should go and check it out and just be done.
Follow the path.
But what if someone out there is dying?
What if we get there
Yeah.
and it's just birds?
Well, then it doesn't matter. But what if we get there and it's some poor person who's fallen over and can't get up and needs
I
saving?
think we're making up stories here. Like it's like saying, "Oh, there's a snapped twig. Some dying person might have snapped it. Let's follow this path."
Good idea. Where's the twig? Where's the
Why
twig?
are
Let's go.
why are we
They're just
entertaining this
birds. We're
boy?
just going to keep going.
Let's go.
All right, we go.
Fine.
Birds fly around all the time. If we get closer to them and something's interesting there, great. Yes, that we'll go and look at it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we continue on.
As you continue on, you hear what appears to be a rumble in the distance, sounding like thunder.
What's the sky look like?
Clear.
Giants. I think it's giants. Giants rumble. Do giants rumble, Mr. Guide?
Yes, I guess they would. They'd step and it'd be like an earthquake.
You don't have a clue, do you, Mr. Guide?
I'm a guide. I'm not a giant expert. You tell me, Mr. Giant Expert.
Oh, I'm not a giant expert either. I was just asking you. I figured we'd hired you because you knew something about this area. You don't seem to know anything about this area.
Why are we still paying this guy?
I don't know.
For someone that works in the service industry, you're a bit of a pack chatter, aren't you?
Customer service is dreadful.
Well, I normally just go into the forests and cut down wood. What were you expecting? I can tell you this is the trail. I can told you about the canyons, the birds, the path to the west. What more do you want from me?
Just to take us to the giant graveyard.
All right, follow me. I'll take you there. He proceeds up ahead without looking back, and
I suppose we follow at a
he
distance.
marches. Yeah, what's your distance?
Oh no, I'll stay with him. I'm right beside him or just behind him.
You sort of see him go around the corner, and when you catch up, he's standing there with a somewhat justified pose.
When you say around the corner, like, can we not see ahead of the trail?
No, it weaves.
Okay, so these hedges or whatever it is on the other side are completely blocking. What's stopping us seeing the turn of the trail ahead of us?
Oh yeah, you can see it turn the turn of the trail, but
But you can't see
it's kind of
foliage.
Yeah, the foliage.
I got the impression earlier that we could see a long way, so I'm just
Well, you can like you can see like mountaintops and that sort of thing, but at the inlet, it's hedge like.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And occasionally it'll open up and you'll have a vista here, or you can climb onto a rock and you can see, the distance of the mountains and hills.
How high are the hedges? Just only because I'm on a horse, so
Yeah.
so I can't see over them.
They're not that high. You'd be able, you could see a lot more. So anyway, like it's more the angle of the rocks and the hills and
Okay.
going around corners, and then you've got a good view. It's not like, but he's gone ahead, and then he's standing there with a somewhat justified looking pose, and with his arm outstretched, pointing away to the northeast, and he says, "Look, this is a canyon, a very big open canyon," and he points out. There seems to be some sort of booming noise every now and then, like the beating of a great drum. Can you hear that?
What's making that noise?
Can I use a folklore check?
Yes, you can.
To do what?
To determine if it's like any known tribes or anything like that have been heard about in this area, or
No, you don't need to make a roll for this because there aren't any tribes out here. The only people who might have come out here would be miners, prospectors looking for the crown, and you've heard rumours that there could be slave teams. Many of the foresters and their families have disappeared.
so maybe
To the
slavers
Could be
leading
slavers.
a group of slaves. I don't know. Is the drum beat getting closer to us, or does it sound like it's moving or moving?
No, every now and then there's just a thrum which echoes down this canyon passage.
Does it seem like it might be coming from where the crows were?
Yeah, the crows, you see them sort of swoop down into this area and others come up into the sky. There's some high ground around this canyony area.
Do we want to get up there and
let's get
check?
up to high ground and see if we can get a decent lay of the land.
I'm going to see if I can climb up something and
Yeah, I will as well.
get a better view.
All right, it's going to be about 40 feet, anywhere between 15 and 40 feet, sort of clambering up the sides of the canyon to look down into the area. The way, with the foliage, this stunted foliage, there are patches where it's open, but you kind of have to squeeze and get through it. And in order to get to the top, I'll just need a navigation roll. Okay, just routine.
22. Critical success.
Okay, so you pick a path and you clamber up.
Mm-hmm. Can I use stealth to approach, to look over, so I don't get seen by anything down there?
Before you do that, are you going up on your own?
No, I'm coming.
God, I guess I'm having Helmut as well, apparently.
I don't have to make any check if it was just a nav, if I'm just following Maja.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
But you might need to make a stealth check if you're going to go quietly. It's up to you. I don't want
That is a success.
That is a success as well.
So you make your way up to the top of the ridge, and I would like you to make an awareness check as well. It's easy, so you can have +10 to your skill.
I succeed 32.
4.
Nice.
Yes, it's a pass.
So as you reach the top, it evens out into this sort of cooked, cracked land, and it looks like a dried seabed. And down below you can see, I guess there's 3 parts of a canyon, and it's kind of surprising. I guess, yeah, it's like a fork. There are 3 ways. The area closest to you, straight down, there seems to be some sort of ziggurat type structure, with a giant crow's head sitting on top.
Right.
And leading past the ziggurat on that tine of the FoG, you can kind of make out appears to be some caves in another clear area. There seems to be another sort of thing in the middle of that area on the ground there as well. Some sort of refuse. Another thing you can see is that the middle tine, there is what appears to be a kind of ribbed structure with some sort of catapulty type construction on top of it. And there seem to be some humanoid figures sort of lazing there in the sun. On the third tine, the one furthest away from you, there is a large tree. And then that leads through to another clear area. From your vantage point, there are these sort of pillars staked out around the canyon area on the tops, and in them, or chained to them, are decomposing bodies. And some of these large crows sometimes come down and peck their fill and fly back up. But perhaps the most disturbing thing that you can see up here, which hasn't seen you, is this giant skeletal type creature sitting upon an equally larger reptilian type beast, and they're made out of skeletons. It hasn't seen you, but it turns its gaze scanning the hilltops.
Well, that's a problem.
I think we get the hell out of Dodge.
We can't. We came here for the crown.
Oh, no. I mean, we climb back down.
Oh, we should, yeah.
And at least warn the others about what's up here.
Yeah. Come on.
So does this creature look like it's wearing armor or something made out of bone, or?
Yeah, because if it's not in armor, it won't be an issue at all. Just a giant. What sort of reptile was it?
No, there was the two things there. The reptile and the skeleton thing.
Yeah, the skeleton was on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was mounted on this.
What sort of reptile?
Lizard.
Is this a T-Rex style?
No,
Okay.
More
four-legged.
Yeah,
thing.
quadruped. You asked if the skeleton was armoured. It is.
So is something's inside the skeleton?
Or is the skeleton wearing armor?
The giant skeleton is wearing armour.
Oh.
What sort of armor is that?
How big were these things?
Yeah, when you say giant, what does giant mean?
Large. And
So like twice the size of a man, 3, 4?
Godzilla?
Yeah, twice the size of a man. And the steed would be 3 times.
Okay, it's pretty big.
Yep. Yep. We get out of there. We move away quietly.
You do so.
And I inform these guys about
we
what
go down and
is up
report.
there.
You must be mistaken.
Yes, I think. Have you slept well? Did any of you ingest? Maybe that rock you licked had a certain.
I didn't lick the
That's a
rock.
good
He
point.
licked the rock.
certain
But you were
properties.
carrying the rock.
That thing was up there.
So after everything we've seen, this is what you're skeptical about.
A giant skeleton. Yes, I'm
It was pretty
Wearing
weird.
armor on a giant reptile.
I am a little bit skeptical.
Maybe it was a tall man dressed as a skeleton.
Okay, how about you guys go up there? We'll wait down here.
I mean, we saw some people who turned into wolves, or wolves who turned
Exactly.
into people. That's like an entirely different category to a skeleton in armor on a skeleton.
Well, how about you just all assume that we're telling...
Have you known me to
Truth.
tell the lie?
Well, maybe. All right. So if you are telling the truth and you did see this, I wasn't accusing you of lying. I was accusing you of being mad. That's
that's
different.
all fine, but you should probably assume that we did, in fact, see giant skeleton things, because otherwise you'll just go around there and it'll tear your head off.
All right. So let's assume you did see, in fact, a giant skeleton. What are we supposed to do about it?
Well, I don't know. We were
Befriend
just...
it?
Did it look friendly?
What
Well,
was
it
it
didn't
doing?
look unfriendly. It was just looking about.
Yeah, it didn't look aggressive, did it?
What does an aggressive skeleton do?
They sort of grin.
Like bash its fists against the ground, or
Wait a second. How does a skeleton grin? It's got no lips.
Well, how does it not grin? That's the thing.
It's always grinning.
It's more of a grimace than a grin.
My question, I guess, is how do you tell when it's grinning?
Well, it's always grinning. That's my point.
Well, how do you tell the ones that aren't aggressive?
Well, there aren't any. Have you ever come across an unaggressive skeleton?
It's called a graveyard.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, this is a graveyard, and there's apparently an aggressive skeleton. So
Yeah,
So it was a
it's
giant's
not really doing
graveyard,
what it's
so
supposed to do, is it?
Maybe that's what happened to them.
Not as dead as previously thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, perhaps you have just seen a statue of some strange...
It was moving.
That-
It was looking around.
The wind might have been blowing it.
There was no wind up
Very
there.
frightening to think.
There's also pedestals with bodies lashed to them.
And crow towers? Ziggurats? What is a ziggurat exactly? That's like a pyramid, really, isn't it?
Stepped pyramid.
Stepped pyramid.
Well, you want me to lead you back to the boat?
Oh, look, you might as well
Well-
go back to the boat. You know how
Well,
to do it.
what about if you go down there as the guide and find out what's going on and then report back?
Oh, I could do, but that would... we'd have to renegotiate the deal because that becomes very dangerous.
How about you go up and look?
Go up and have a look at what you described.
Yeah.
Well, is that what you want me to do as
No,
a guide?
what's the point? There's
Yes.
no point in you going, and the thing might see him.
I think might kill him.
And then it might kill all of us.
We could
I
pray
think, well,
for guidance.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that.
Oh, it couldn't hurt.
You can do that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, give that a go.
Also, is anyone wounded at all, or are you all in tip-top health?
Tip-top health.
I'm, I've got peril.
Completely fine.
Yeah, I'm all right.
For
So,
92.
Helmut, are you a little...
I'm perilled. I'm
Perilled.
not hurt.
Ilse just sits down and prays silently for a few moments.
If we keep walking, are we going to be walking under where this guy's looking, this big thing's looking?
From what you were observing in the short time you were there, was that it seemed to be scanning the tops of the canyons,
Not.
not looking into the canyon itself.
How the hell are we going to deal with that thing?
I think it's not looking for the things in the canyon. I think we might be okay.
We've got to go in there, haven't we? That's what we came here for.
Which one do we want to go to? Do we want to go to the ziggurat, the
I think we
tree,
should check
or
out
the...
the ziggurat, personally.
Whichever's the closest.
Really,
Three
really,
forks,
it
isn't
looks like there's, the three forks break off evenly into, well, the tree and the ziggurat are pretty much the same distance from each other.
I think we should check out the ziggurat. It's interesting.
Or a giant tree.
Hmm?
How big would the tree be?
A decent sized tree.
It's just a big tree. I've seen one of them. I've never seen a big pyramid with a crow head on top. So have we made it to the entrance of the
Well,
fort?
no, we stopped moving.
Yeah, okay.
So-
Well, are we going to continue?
Yeah, all right, I suppose.
So that'll go home.
Sorry, we failed your mission because we saw something scary.
What's the marching order?
The guide can
Our
go
guides
first.
first.
Do you think this is the giant's graveyard? I think it is. I think I've done my job.
No,
No,
Lead
we
on.
don't believe that for a second.
Why? What do you think? You've earned your money?
Well, what was the agreement? Was I was to guide you,
remember.
here, tell you a bit about the area.
and assist
Yeah, well,
us.
which you haven't done because you don't know anything about the area.
Yes, good sir, you have led us to where we wanted to go.
That's
so
true. So
If you wish to
On your
wait
bike.
here for us, then
You walked us down a path.
probably you're right.
Well, there are side paths.
And you were probably right to point out those crows too, which I was a little dubious of. So I thank you.
Okay, well, I guess I could walk down the path with you.
I am a little frightened. I would quite like some extra.
You wouldn't
Company.
abandon an old woman in the wilderness, would you?
Well, no.
Come on then. I'm going to take him by the arm and tottle along.
All right. So, are you going to lead with him?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So we've got Joan and Raphe.
Yeah, I'd be just behind them, I guess.
Yeah,
What-
men.
How many paces behind are you going to be?
10
10.
paces. 10 paces.
Do you want to have our bows ready, Helmut?
Okay.
Yep.
So how many paces?
10 paces.
10
apparently.
paces. That's about 3 yards.
Sure.
You're walking double file, hey?
Yep.
Where is Ilse and Raphe?
Well, Rafe's mounted, so he'll be at the back.
At the back? Roughly how far behind Maja and Helmut do you want to be?
5 yards.
How about you, Ilse?
Is there room for Ilse to walk beside the horse, or is the path too narrow?
Yeah, you can walk next to the horse, like just near its head or something like that.
I'll do that.
That's everyone accounted for. As Forster goes to take his first step, you hear the again.
Didn't see anything that made that sound, did we? I wonder what it is.
So as you head nearer to the source of the drumming sound, you see that there are lots of hard nodes of red rust and dirt. In fact, it seems to be swept clean of all like rocks. Everything is made of a sun-baked, wind-swept, brick-like mud. The canyons are quite square with sheer vertical walls of hardened adobe, and they sort of rise. The smaller rises on the walls are about 15 feet, all the way up to 40-foot high walls. The ridges between the canyons they're slightly rounded, but the floor of the place is very square. At the bottom of the canyons are small dried-up streams that trace white patterns in the baked earth, and there's no moss, no weeds, nothing like that. It's like it's been completely devegetated. As you make your way through the entrance to the canyon, it does become more sheer and a little bit narrower, and the walls sort of more blocky and square. And you can see that baked into the clay are bones. They range in size from as small as a mouse bone to some that have appeared to belong to a massive humanoid, potentially 100 feet tall. Joan, you can feel Raphe kind of start to tremble, but he kind of steels himself and continues forward.
Pat him on the arm. There, dearie. I'll look after you.
As you proceed, you can see the sort of entrance to the canyon proper coming up ahead, and there are. It's lined with wooden stakes. At first, a stake has been toppled to the ground, and there is a human skull with a few raven feathers about it. But as you proceed further, there are a bunch of skeletons who have been tied to these stakes.
So these stakes are upright. They're not like angled to stop people coming in.
That's right. Yeah. Posts.
Who do you think put these people here?
Whoever is in the canyon. You said you saw someone there?
Well, yeah, we saw the giant skeleton. He just didn't.
No, you saw figures as well.
Near a catapult-like thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those giant bones can't be real, can they? How is it possible? Never seen such a giant bone.
How many bones have you seen, Ilse?
Only regular ones. Not that many.
Well, there are bones here of all descriptions, so you've probably seen them all by now. The stake and skull marked path you've been following opens up near what appears to be a large dark oak tree. Maja, you have a feeling that perhaps something's watching you.
I look up onto the canyon ledge.
Make an awareness check.
13.
You sort of scan the canyon. You can't see that giant skeleton. However, you do notice giant crows circling you.
Giant crow?
One of them calls out a haunting cry, and it kind of echoes through the canyon like the spiteful laughter of a ghost.
How big are these giant crows?
They are... The wingspan would be 5.5 to 6 foot.
Like
big.
the size of an eagle.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Look at the size of them. I've never seen such a big black one like that.
A big black bone?
Crow.
Oh, I think they're called BBCs.
Big black crow.
Big black
yes.
crows. Okay, now that we've had a good snigger. So hang on, we're close to the tree, are we? The tree's closer to the edge of the fork end. Is it?
It's right on the fork.
Well, maybe we should check out the tree then.
But you wanted to check out the ziggurat first.
Yeah, but the tree's closer.
But you wanted to check out the ziggurat.
Oh, I do want to check out the ziggurat, but there's a tree right here.
We check out the tree then.
I better check out the tree.
It's a large dark oak tree. it seems to be at odds with the fact that there is no other vegetation in the canyon. That would probably be the main observation. It seems to be healthy.
How tall was the tree?
Yeah, the tree is about 5 men high.
Is there anything in the tree?
Is it trimmed?
No, it's not trimmed. You notice that the soil around it has been disturbed. Is there anything in the tree? There are no apparent hollows. It's all cracked and
Got
broken.
leaves?
Yes, leaves.
Does it look like a deciduous tree or an evergreen tree? Or?
Yeah, deciduous.
Okay. What season? We don't know what season it is, I suppose.
It's
Summer?
Well,
The
you better
guide
tell by
would
this
know.
tree, shouldn't we?
yeah, late spring,
Okay.
going into summer.
Okay.
Is it in full bloom?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a lovely tree. Perhaps we should go check out the ziggurat now.
So, but why does this tree grow when everything else doesn't grow properly here?
It is a bit strange, isn't it?
Planted in a strange spot. Is it? Does Ilse, do you recognise what kind of tree this is?
I'll roll some dice and
It's an oak tree.
it's an oak tree.
But roll some dice anyway, because it might be a variant of some sort.
What does Rafoster know about trees and
Bloody nothing.
He should know a lot, seeing as this his livelihood.
He's standing away from the tree and he says, I don't think that tree's right.
I'm going to cut it.
With?
My silvered hunting sword. Or
You've got a cold iron hunting.
cold
sword.
iron hunting sword, sorry. It's turned into a man. Is it a word tree?
If that was an easy check,
Yeah.
I make it, but otherwise I don't.
Tell me it's a rare exploding tree.
This tree, there's something you feel sinister about. There's something sinister about it. As you examine it further, you think that there's a smell about it of sort of like blood and bone. As you go to cut it,
Yeah.
the sandy red soil explodes into dust.
Oh, shit, it is an exploding tree. God damn it.
I'm going to need you to make initiative rolls. But before we do that, I need to sort of know where everyone was standing. Were you near, medium, or far away? So who was near the tree apart from Helmut?
I think Helmut was the only one. But we both had bows out, so
I felt like Ilse would have gone near the tree to examine it.
I think Raphe was probably relatively far because he was right at the back and had no reason. He's still on Clotilda, so
yeah, I think
Didn't really
Joan would be
very
with
close.
I'd probably
Rafoster.
be with Raphe.
wherever probably would have stopped with wherever the sort of the group of
Yep. Rafoster and Joan are medium. And
Yeah.
what about Maja?
I'm with Raphe.
You're up the back. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say if you're near, you're within 3 yards. Medium, you're within 6 yards. And far, you're 9 yards away. Let's go round the table. So rolling for initiative. you
Raphe goes
roll it-
first.
well, yes, but
You'll get an action
we'll
first.
deal with that.
15 for Ilse.
Okay. Rafe?
17.
Marsha?
16.
17.
12.
Rafe, you get 1 AP. You're never surprised.
So what did I see? What actually happened when Helmut tried to cut the tree?
You sort of see the trunk whip around and slits in the bark open into
Yeah.
eyes, and part of the trunk opens into this sort of woody moor.
What caused the explosion of the dirt?
Those are roots that have swept up from the ground.
Whipping out of the ground.
Yeah, to flail about.
Distract him with the BBC. The BBCs get rooted.
Don't make too many BBC jokes because I'm going to cut them all out.
Oh.
Narrows its eyes on Helmut.
So if this thing was disarmed, is that even a possibility?
To disarm.
The tree that has many limbs.
You'd have to chop off.
Yeah,
every
you'd have to
limb.
cut them off.
But there's a disarm maneuver, so that would have no effect. That's
No
what I'm
effect.
asking.
Yeah, no effect. It's unarmed attack.
Okay. I presumably can't take it down and knock it prone.
No.
One other question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an ability, take them down, that lets me do disarm, stunning blow, and a takedown at range.
Mm-hmm.
Which presumably, if I was shooting them with my gun, I'm using my gun to do those maneuvers, is the idea there.
Yeah.
And I have ability that gives me +10 to strike with a weapon if I'm on a horse or on top of a carriage.
Yep.
Would those maneuvers attract that bonus even if they weren't using my weapon skill?
Yeah, you could have the +10 to your athletics test.
All right, so my opening thing will be that I will try and shoot this and do a stunning blow on it.
Okay. Right. So because it's big, it's easier to strike.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's less prone to being affected by perilous stunts. So you can get, I think it's probably a +20 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a -20.
Well, is that a minus to me or is that a bonus to it?
It'd be a bonus to it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to try and stunning blow it with my first action point.
Go for it.
I succeed. That's a 28, and I needed less than 52.
So you take a shot at it to try and stun it. I'm guessing you're going to try and shoot it in the face or something like that.
Something like that, however I think will stun it best.
Yeah. So the bullet goes into it.
Yeah.
It's a really good shot, and it doesn't seem to have any noticeable effect. I'm sorry. All right. So 2 people rolled 17, which was Raphe and Helmut. So you need to take you can take your other action, Raphe, if you like.
I will reload my gun. 3 action points, so that's my turn.
So what's going on with me exactly? Did it grab me, or it swatted me, or it's just
It hasn't. It's just sort of moved to assault you.
I'm going to shank the hell out of it and stab it in the eye 3 times.
Okay, so -10, -20, -30.
Do you get a bonus to hit, though?
Yes, +20 to hit.
So you start at +10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's just roll 6. Roll a d6 and combat bonus, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
6. Oh,
Roll again.
5. 16.
16 points of damage.
I believe so. I got a 6 out of 5 and my CB's 5.
You drop it to moderately wounded.
Sweet.
Roll D percentile. Oh, no, not yet. Roll a D6 to see if you score an injury.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, that's your first attack.
Attack number 2 is a miss.
Now this next one's -10.
And that is a miss also.
Right. Yeah. That's a nasty wound.
Good.
You strike and sap seeps onto the ground.
Did I get it in the eye? I was aiming for the eye.
No.
What colour is the sap?
Red. Reddy orange. Maja, it's your go.
How far away is it from where I was standing?
About 5 yards, I think Paul said.
6. No, you're 9 yards. 'Cause you're
9.
next
So
to
is
the
that
break.
one movement or?
Well, you've got your movement on your sheet. How many yards you can move for 1 action point?
I can move 7 yards. I'm just going to shoot it with my bow from where I'm standing.
All right.
Shoot it twice.
Twice?
Yep.
First one is +10. Second,
That is a 91. I'm going to say that's a miss.
yeah.
And 57.
Should be all right.
1 off, actually, because my skills... Yeah, no, I miss.
Oh, well. Give someone else a chance.
So you've moved up, have you? Or are you just
No,
firing? No,
just
so you're
firing.
still at that 9 yards. All right. Now, it is Ilse's go.
Right. Instinctively, Ilse takes out her woodsman's axe
Mm-hmm.
and chops.
Okay.
Now, I've never been involved in combat before. I'm imagining I roll. I've got a
Simple
melee thingy, so I'll
Yep.
give that a go.
Are you just doing the one hit or going for multiple?
I'll just do the one hit because with multiple hits, your chance is lowered.
Decreases by 10 every.
Okay, so I rolled 33, so that's a hit.
That's a critical hit.
Critical hit.
So you roll your normal damage. It just means it can't do anything about it.
Stop it, yeah.
How do I roll
So
damage?
roll a d6 and then add your combat bonus.
What properties does your hand axe have?
Woodsman's axe is a adaptable, slow, weak weapon.
I rolled a 1 plus 5 is 6.
Right. You don't damage it. Right. The first thing the tree will do is tries to grab Ilse with its grasping root. But misses. And then it does a perilous stunt, which is It's going to make a athletics check to try and stun Helmut. Let's see if it can do it. Does it? Yes. So, Helmut, you need to make an athletics. Hang on. You must resist with a coordination check. It's -20 because it's a big tree hitting you. So it's at -20 or be knocked prone.
Failed that. Only just, but...
Sorry, that was a resist toughness test. Sorry, I did stunning blow, not takedown.
It changes things a bit, I think. No, I'll pass it if...
You can, yeah, if you pass it, that's fine.
Well, yeah, I'm passing
So
it.
you pass that with a -20 to your toughness.
Yeah.
Well, you get clobbered, but you take it.
He's a tough little bugger.
Yeah.
Joan,
How far away am I?
you're 6 yards.
I'm going to pull out my shepherd sling. I'm going to load it for 1 point of action, and then I'm going to attack it.
+20 to hit because it's big.
That's a success. 7 damage.
Your bullet bounces off harmlessly.
Almost got him. Get out of there, boy.
Back to Raphe and Helmut. Oh, no, Rafoster.
Oh, is he going to do anything?
He's going to run away.
Kind of looks at Joan.
I shake my head at him, point to the ground. He's staying right here next to me.
He takes out his hand axe and adopts a guard position over you.
How come Joan ends up with the minions?
Kindness.
Pure
Yeah,
kindness.
no.
He's a poisoner.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
That's true. Yeah, it was like...
Marsh is just rude to people. So
Raphe.
yeah, all right. I'll just try and shoot with my pistol.
All right.
So plus 20, 61, plus my melee range is 81, plus I'm on a horse, so 91 or less. Watch me roll a 99 here. It'll be great. That's a 93. So that's a miss.
You got 2 more AP.
Yeah, well, I can't shoot my gun again. Can't load my gun either.
You don't want to use a fortune point to...
Oh, well.
No, we're pretty low on them. Save it.
Yeah, I think I'll just have to bank my points.
Helmut.
I'll do the same again. Flurry of blows. That's a hit. 3 plus CB. 6, 7, 8.
It attempts to parry your blow, which is really hard for it. It parries as a root shoots up from the ground and slaps your wrist at the last moment, and your blow hits nothing. You've got 2 more attacks, I think.
That is a hit. 5.
A glancing blow. Wood chips fly, but you don't get it into that nice, soft, sappy core.
And at a -10?
Yeah.
Miss.
Maja.
I'm going to move up and stab it with my spear.
So that's 2 moves?
Yep.
You're 9 feet away? So 1 action point to get...
Yep.
2 to get there in the... right next to it.
Yep, and I'm going to stab it two-handed. Okay. That would have been a hit. Because I've got +20 to hit, don't I?
You got +20 to hit because it's so big.
Yep,
You got,
+10 from martial melee.
yep, +30.
+46, yep.
76 is your value. Yeah. Right, you hit.
So 5 plus 8.
What? Your combat bonus is 8?
Yes.
Jeez.
I'm a soldier, remember?
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
sellsword.
Jeez.
So, yeah. So 13 damage.
Does your spear have any other properties?
Yes, it is vicious. So if I do roll for an injury, I roll 2d6 instead of 1. Do I roll?
Yes, that's a hit.
I got a 3 and a 4.
How much damage was that, Maja?
13.
13. Yeah, it went down to seriously wounded now. Ilse.
Okay. If Ilse wanted to have a parry as well, what does that involve?
You just keep an action point. If you want to have 2 parries, keep 2 action points.
So I could have 1 attack and 1 parry?
Yeah. You've got 3 action points,
Yep.
and you can... some of them you can use as sort of reactions to things that happen.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, I'll just make an attack. She'll make an attack with her woodsman's axe then, just 1. Yes, she rolled a 15, so that's a hit. And damage is 7.
7. Yeah, again, wood chips fly. You take off a bit of bark. However, the thing seems somewhat unaffected. All right, the first thing it's going to do is make a attack on Maja. A perilous stunt, in fact, as a root tries to smash the weapon out of your hands. So it needs to make... It's going for a disarm maneuver, perilous stunt. Makes a coordination test. So let's see if it passes that. All right, Maja, you need to make a resist coordination or be disarmed.
So
Now,
I just rolled 2 d10s and then check it against my coordination, or?
Yep.
Yeah, but at minus 20.
No, I do not pass.
All right, you drop your weapon and you can't use your primary hand until your next turn.
Okay, so can I pick it up as a free action?
Because you're...
When you're disarmed, the weapon is 3 yards away from you.
Okay, so I can move. I could move, pick it up, move back. Is one action, or
No, because moving is an action point.
Yeah, so I couldn't pick it up as part of the action.
And you'd
as
also
part
have
of
to
the-
leave the engagement and avoiding opportunity attacks, which is 2 action points. So you might take an opportunity attack,
Okay,
but it might need
that's
an
right.
action point of its own
That's
to do
right.
that.
I'm gonna just pull out my dagger and stab it because daggers are good against trees.
Whittling knife.
Yeah, I'm gonna whittle me a figurine.
Another root sort of swirls behind it, and you see all this sort of red sand sort of cave into a cavity underneath it. And out emerge these hideous creatures. They're human-sized, and they have a mouth full of sharp teeth and the dull black eyes of a shark.